Yo, welcome back to Busty Yaps. Today's Yap session topic is superpowers. Okay, today we're going to be talking about superpowers. Okay, but I used AI to give me a list of powers, and then some of them I gave like little, well, all of them they have like little, they have like side effects, they have backfires. You'll see what I mean when we start. But I used AI to give me the superpowers, and some of them I also used the AI to uh, formulate the side effect also. So some of it is AI and some of it is me, but all of it is yapping. So let's do it. So the way I want to do this, here's the criteria. So it will be a superpower. I'll name the superpower, yeah, and then I'll name what its drawback or side effect is, or its little quirk that comes along with it, and we'll analyze it by usefulness. Okay. So we'll apply it to today's world. Okay. This is a 2025 uh like just normal world. Like if you had this ability and you were just like you're living your normal life, but you just suddenly have this ability, okay? And then we'll also look at it as a in combat, if you were fighting I don't know, just someone with super strength. Okay, we can't go too in depth, like making up different superpowers for the villains and stuff. Okay, so we're fighting a guy who has he's like 4 times stronger than your typical man. Okay, and we'll look at it as you're fighting that guy, but you're just your normal self. You don't have super strength either. You just have your body that you have, right? And then plus this ability in which we will make that ability up as we go, okay? First, power. Controlling bugs. Okay? You can control any bug in the world. Uh, okay, we'll say you can spawn whatever bug you want also. Okay, you can spawn whatever bug you need for whatever situation you have. You can spawn it, and there is no limit to how much you can spawn. But once you spawn them to your location, they're just kind of there. Like whether it's their habitat or not, they're there, and you cannot make them disappear. But you have a 10% chance of a bullet ant appearing and biting you anywhere in the body. Okay, so every time you use your power, there's a 10% chance that a bullet ant spawns in your clothing and just bites you. Okay? That chance gets re-rolled every single time you use your power. So it's not like you have 10, you have like 9 decent chances of doing it, and then on the 10th one, you get bit. No, so it's like a random every single time you use a 10% chance you might get bit by a bullet ant. Okay, let's talk about it. I got this superpower from my brother. I don't know why he said he would want this power. I asked him what superpower would you want and why. I don't remember why he said he would want that. But let's think about it. Okay, so maybe you can be like a home remedy therapy type of person, like those little stores where they have like the little homemade potions and like home remedies and stuff. So maybe you spawn a whole bunch of like bugs with different types of venoms, and then you mix the venoms, and then you become like a super voodoo healer magic type of guy, like, hey, here's a oh, you have a backache, here, let me whip something up for you, and then maybe something like that. um or maybe you just summon like whole bunch of a whole bunch of wasps, like you just have like 10 wasps circling your waist at all times, and it's kind of like a protection barrier, obviously you control them, so if someone you don't want comes near you, maybe you just send a wasp after them, make them sting them in the eyeball or something. Um, or you can summon like 10 billion of like cicadas, and fly around, have them carry you around like a magic carpet, you know? I feel like, I don't know. Why would you want to control bugs, and what other purpose would they use, you know? And then plus there's that bullet ant chance, like what if you summon all your cicadas and then in the middle of the sky, boom, bullet ant hits you. You're in the middle of the sky, you're going Mach 2 on your cicadas, and then you lose your ability to control them because you're like, ah, bruh, I just get shot, and then you see this little stupid ant crawling in your shirt, you know? Um, I'll be honest, I really can't think of any other use for controlling bugs. I mean, Naruto had that one guy who controls bugs, he like jams systems and stuff, but like they're in a ninja world. I'm a civilian, bro. Like, what do I need to control radioactive spider for, Um, what am I gonna do with that? Maybe you can send a bunch of bugs in to steal from the store for you, or you put a camera on like an ant, and survey whatever you want. But at that point, you're a creep. Like what are you doing? What are you so curious of that you have to sneak a mini camera on an ant for? At that point, I'm questioning you and your choices of using ants for surveillance. Yeah, what are you doing? Anyways, I'll be honest, controlling bugs, that's kind of a trash power. Yeah, get that out of here. Next one. Super learning. Okay? You see information, you remember it. So I guess, I don't know. Would it be like photographic memory? I guess that would basically be that, you see something, you learn it instantly, boom. Boom. Or you're just a super genius. You see a different language and you can decipher what it says, like how scientists decipher um like uh like Hebrew language or something, like a language that doesn't exist anymore. They can decipher it. Maybe you can teach yourself languages by deciphering them. You know, you're just a super duper genius. You can learn super fast, and you're a very brilliant minded person. But every time you learn something new, every time there's a new wrinkle forming in your brain, there's a very large Taco Bell Taco Bell, the dong the Taco Bell noise makes. It's like extremely loud, okay? Um every time you learn something, there's the Taco Bell sound just happens, and it comes from you. And there's no way to blame someone else because everyone knows it came from you every time. So you can be reading in the library, gaining so much knowledge, but no one else would be able to focus because it's just a whole bunch of Taco Bell sounds going off. Dong, dong, like that. Um, that power would be fire. I'm gonna be honest. Because at the point, once you're like a super genius, like think of all the smartest people, they don't care about what other people think of them. They be looking raggedy, they be looking crazy, and they be saying the most crazy things, but they're so unbelievably smart and they have so much knowledge that it doesn't matter to them. So, with that same logic, you wouldn't care that everyone hears this fat ass Taco Bell sound going off. You're gaining knowledge and you're learning. Screw everyone else. Who cares about them? You're a super genius, you know? And you can take over the world with that. And guess what? The world's gonna hear a whole bunch of Taco Bell noises as you're taking over the world. It'd be crazy if you decide to use your powers in that way. Anyways, yes, getting through school would be a breeze. At that point, honestly, you'd probably just drop out of school, because you're so smart. Well, the teachers can't teach you nothing. This is like you go to school for probably 3 days per grade and then instantly pass because you're such a genius. But you're such a disruption to the class, they're just like, all right, bro, we get it. Just here's your diploma, get out of here. We're sick of hearing the Taco Bell noise. Yeah. This is a S tier power. If you disagree with me, then you're stupid and you don't understand knowledge. Yeah, that's yep, my opinion is 100% fact. Next power. Okay, you are the same person as you are, but you are the 100% peak performance you at all times, okay? Imagine you with like an adrenaline boost, you've been working out for like your whole life. You're just peak performance you, okay? If different people had this power, it would be different, okay? Like different people would be smarter than each other, different people would be stronger, faster. You are the 100% best version of you physically at all times, okay? You don't have to try to be physically capable. You just are physically capable and you're just the best version of yourself. But you smell like ass. Okay, I'm talking you smell like ass. You can take 10 showers per day. You can literally dive in a pool of deodorant, all the Axe body spray you want. You just smell like ass, okay? Um, and there's no saving it. Um, but you smell like terrible, but it's not like an overwhelming you take over the room smell. It's like if you come in 5 feet of me, you're like, damn, bro, you stink. It's like that. But it's not like airing out a whole room smell, Um, I almost said something racially charged, but I think I'll withdraw that statement and that thought for at least for now. But yeah, you are peak performance you. Hmm. I'm be honest. I'm not taking that power. You know what I mean? It doesn't take very much. I mean, it takes some dedication to get in the gym, but once you're in the gym, you're in the gym. Uh, yeah, not having to go to the gym would be cool. You look cool. You're just strong all the time. But hey, you I can't do the smelling bad stuff, bro. Like I usually don't care about what people think about me, especially when I go into public. Everyone's NPC to me. I'll be honest, like I don't really care. But I can't smell bad. I'm not gonna air out a room smelling bad. Even though I said in the withdrawals that you wouldn't air out a room, bro. I can't even take that risk, bro. Um, sometimes your own aromas smell good to you. Like, no, it doesn't work like that for me. After I work out, I'm like, all right, bro, this is crazy. Get me out of here. Like I'm a very avid shower taker. I know some of you guys aren't. I almost said something racially charged again, but I will withdraw that thought for now. um, yeah, I'm not taking this power. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You can do a lot of physical jobs and get a lot of physical job, like a lot of money for doing physical labor, and people would be like, wow, you're amazing, and then you can wow people and get all the and all this. But no, I'll pass on this because no one, nah, bro, I'm just not smelling bad, bro. That's just not part of my agenda, honestly. um Not very good superpower, especially you're not a super strength. It's just peak performance like maybe your body has the potential to have super strength, and you could possibly get it, especially compared to other people. But yeah, I'm not taking that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Next topic. No, not next power. Telekinesis. Okay, it's just your classic telekinesis. Okay, you think of something moving, you lift your arm up and you move it. Okay, yeah, telekinesis. You know what it is. I know what it is. Let's get into the side effect. Okay, you can control a specific thing. The specific thing that you want to control moves, but something within a 20-foot radius of you also gets moved. Okay, it just gets moved in random directions, and the longer you use your power, the longer that specific object gets more and more violent. Okay, so here's an example. Uh, I pull the chair out. Okay, me and my girlfriend go out to dinner. I go on my side. I pull her chair out with telekinesis, and I use my own chair. Now, something in the restaurant, like say maybe someone else's fork, it flies out of their hand. Okay, and it just floats in the middle of the room. If I were to continue messing with the chair that I pulled out, like I were to keep pulling in and out the chair because I'm being funny, haha, you can't sit down, the chair's moving, you know, then if I were to do that for like, let's say 30 seconds, then that fork would start getting more and more violent. It would start vibrating after like 10 seconds. After 20 seconds, it would start zipping back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth like that. But after 30 seconds, it becomes a speeding bullet, an uncontrollable speeding bullet that destroys anything in its path. Okay, it becomes like a light speed weapon. Okay, at that point it's like a railgun, but like with no specific target, it's just moving. And if I were to keep using it for like a minute, everyone in that establishment would be dead, and the whole restaurant would be torn to shreds because this fork is so violently moving, and I'm not trying to make it do that. I'm just messing with the chair, but that fork just happens to be the side effect. Okay, um that power is amazing. I'm taking that all day long. Do you know how fire that would be to have telekinesis? Like, yeah, screw the side effects of everyone. Like I said, screw everyone else. I mean, it could get violent or dangerous. Like say I just get I take a pizza from the fridge and put it in the microwave and turn it on. I just use it for that split second. Maybe my baby starts floating, and I have to hurry up and stop using my powers because I don't want Mr. Baby to float away, you know, and I don't want him to turn into a speeding bullet, obviously. Um, yeah, but this power, 100% stamp. Yes, give me that. Give me that with expeditiously, with exponential speed. I need that. That would be amazing. Just telekinesis and short spurts. That would be fire, bro. I'll be honest. That's a crazy power. That's like so useful. Um, Man, I haven't been talking about fighting villains with my other ones. How would I take down a super hero, a super villain with 4 times the strength of me? Um, I would use the power. I'd just lift him up. I would use the power, lift him up, super duper fast. Just lift him up. Lift him up 100 feet and say, "Good luck, bro. You got a 100-foot drop in front of you." You know. And then possibly the side effect of my power would take him out also, like maybe I lifted a car next to him and he's under the car and then he dies. Okay, or I just stop his punches because I'm like Gojo at that point, like I'm just watching him. I'm watching him try to throw stuff at me, but I'm using my telekinesis to stop it right before it gets to me, just to farm aura. I could stop him from lifting it in general by just using my telekinesis to keeping it in place, but I just want to farm aura points. Like I'll just make a telekinetic force field around me for those split seconds where it's almost gonna hit me and then it stops. Okay, and then it would be like that, and then I would throw a punch at him. Okay, if this was a hand-to-hand combat, I could fight. So if it was, I'm throwing a punch, I'm throwing a kick. The second my foot's about to touch him, I put a telekinetic force field in between me and his foot so that there's infinite space in between it. Bow! Infinite force punch, infinite force kick. He's cooked. Okay, give me that power, bro. I'm taking out 4 times strength man. Next power. Hey man, if you made it this far in the video, you didn't click off whether you're paying attention or not. You're just using me as background noise, or your phone auto played into me somehow, and you didn't even mean to be here. Hey, if you've made it this far though, please like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things, all the interactions, bro. We're trying to get there. Um, we want to make it to 100 subscribers by the end of this year. That's what I want to do. Oh, healing others or healing yourself, okay? It's your typical healing, like you put your hand on this person and boom, you're healed. You're basically like what Jesus was doing in the Bible, like you say that person's healed, they're healed. But once you heal that person, okay, you blurt out their most embarrassing memory, their most embarrassing thing possible, or their deepest secret. It's one of the two. It's a 50-50 chance whether that person gets healed and embarrassed or they get healed and exposed. Okay, so maybe you heal Robert. Okay, he fell off a ladder. You know, they come to you and they're like, okay, heal me, and then you heal him, and then you blurt out, "Hey, check this nigga hard drive," like that. Hey, that nigga got some crazy stuff on his hard drive, like that. But he's 100% fine. But it's whoever is in that radius of however loud your voice is. You're screaming to the top of your lungs, whatever it is. They know that person's deepest darkest secret, or their most embarrassing secret, which is probably their deepest darkest secret. um or when you heal yourself, you expose yourself as well. So you would, like, say your appendix burst, bop, and you're driving. You would have to get into a secluded area and then heal yourself, so that when you scream whatever it is that you're hiding, no one else knows. That is a firepower. I think hospitals should mandate this. Before going through a life-changing surgery, you need to write down something, a true fact about yourself, because it's funny. you know, like hey, I used to wear pink as a kid, and I used to play with dolls and make them gay. You have to write something down. Um, Anyways, yes, I would want this power. This power is hilarious. Okay. I wouldn't even care for healing people. Screw those people I'm healing. I just want to know their deepest, darkest secret. Maybe I just go up to them and it's like a two-part power. uh, like I could just walk up to someone and put my hand on them and make them scream out something about themselves that they didn't want anyone to know. That would be hilarious. That's how I'm gonna take down a four-time strength man. Um, you know, I would run away from every fight that we have, but I would leave a tracker on him, okay? And then I would find him while he's chilling in public, put my hand on him, and make him embarrassed, and then boom, he gets arrested by the police or shot. Like that. Yes, give me this power. This power's fire. Next one. Super strength. Okay. This one is not like the last one. You can have an insane amount of strength, an unlimited amount of strength, actually. Um, but your physical strength and your physical capabilities uh, depend on how much noise your body is making. Okay. So, for example, if I wanted to pick up a pencil and start writing, I can't use a single fiber, a single muscle in my body. Okay, I can't move at all until I start making noise. Okay, and the noise has to come from your vocal cords. So I literally cannot move unless I'm making noise. So I would have to start humming to pick up a pencil and start writing. I would have to start humming slightly louder to get up and walk. Okay, and when you're screaming, you are like the strongest possible thing. And if you scream loud enough and you punch the earth, you'd be able to crack it in half. Like you become a world-ending entity when you're screaming. Um, but of course, you have to be making noise to do so. So this. Let's think about this. Let's analyze this on a deeper scale. Okay, so if you're a person who gets angry and they start screaming while you're angry, you would not be able to get angry. Because if you get angry and you scream and you make a sudden motion, boom, uh, a you just caused a shock wave to travel throughout the earth. You just destroyed the atmosphere. Now our ozone's gone because you decided to punch the air and get rid of all the air. You just caused hurricanes, tidal waves, tsunamis. Like, you're a world-ending entity only when you're screaming. But at the same time, you are so weak, you can't even, I mean, obviously you can breathe and your heart would beat, but you can't move. You cannot physically move unless you're making noise. So, like I said, if you're in school, and you're trying to take a test, everyone's quiet, you would have to sit there like that, just to be able to write with your pencil. And the second that you stopped making noise, and the second you had to breathe, well, it would be on like a 5-second timer. Like, you go and then 5 seconds after, you'd still have strength. But the second those 5 seconds are after, you collapse and you like all of your limbs go. You go completely limp. You know, you're a dead body until you start making noise again. Okay. That if you care about what other people think of you, you you would not have a good time with this power. Okay. But at the same time, though, you're destroying 4 times strength, man. All you gotta say is, "Hey, bop!" Punch him in the chest, explodes, bro. Organs liquid, blood everywhere. You know, there's not a single trace of that man left. You know, 4 times strength, man. He is cooked. But your lifestyle, you would have to balance that. Um, you would have to very closely balance that. You would have to monitor it. You know, it would be very hard to live your life, going off of the strength of your voice. You know, like, yeah, that would be a really interesting power. Yo, I'm so creative, bro. Like, I made that one up. I'm proud of that. Hey, Marvel, shout out, bro. Hit me up, Brody. Me and ChatGPT can change the world, I promise. Anyways, next superpower. You can travel through shadows, okay? If there's a shadow there, you can sink into your shadow and appear out of a different shadow. So it's basically teleportation using only shadows, okay? So you can't go to the desert unless you appear behind like a cactus or something. You just can't go to Antarctica, you know, because the whole thing's snow. There's no shadows. But why would you want to go there in the first place? Um, so you can only appear where there's shadows. But, and this is a crazy but right here. I've thought of this one too. This one's crazy. When you sink into your shadow, you're in the shadow realm, okay? And you have to go through a trial of the shadow man to be able to reach your destination, okay? So, uh, and it's a random trial every single time, so you can't just get used to them. It's a if once you sink into your shadow and you want to appear somewhere else, you can appear wherever you want, but you have to go through a trial. So what do I mean by that? um let's say a trial is to box the shadow man. You got to fight that man. 30 seconds, he's trying to kill you, okay? And you're trying to knock him out. You're trying to kill him too. It's a blood match between you and Shadow Man. Now Shadow Man, he's not a very difficult opponent, okay? He's about 75% the strength of you, okay? But he's bloodlusted, okay? And you're not necessarily bloodlusted. I mean, you could be, you know, you could just be super angry before you sink into your shadow, and then you get into the shadow, you're ready to knock Shadow Man out, okay? Or you have to make it to the end of the portal. You have to run a 10 flat, okay? You have to run a 40-yard dash in a certain amount of time, or else the shadow overtakes you again, and you pop back out where you initially started. Like, you have to outrun the portal chasing you. You have to make it to the other side, and then you pop out the other side. Or it's like an obstacle course, okay? You can't pop back out until you complete like a Ninja Warrior course. Or you can just turn around and leave. Okay, so you always have the option of just returning to where you came from. But if you truly want to go to wherever you want to go, you have to go through the Shadow Man's trials. Now, they're not very difficult trials, but they would be challenging. Okay, it'd be challenging, but not too crazy. Like you would die from them or anything. This power is fire, bro. I always said, hey, if someone ever said, would you like a superpower? I always said either time travel or teleportation. Okay, and this is teleportation, but like with a little more fun, you know? I might just sink into the shadow place just to go into a trial because I'm bored, you know? Like you're just sitting in your room, you've been playing video games for 6 hours, you're like, damn, bro, I ain't do nothing all day. Let me go see what the Shadow Man has to for me to do, you know? And I'm just really not trying to go nowhere. Or you're running late to work, and all you got to do is knock the Shadow Man out to get to work, and you just pop out of a shadow at work. That's fire, bro. Like that's a teleportation with extra steps. That's fire. Now, how would I take down 4 times Strength Man with Shadow Realming? I would. Uh, I think. I think I would take him into the Shadow Realm and then just leave him there because he doesn't have the power to come out. You know, I'd just bear hug him, sink into the shadow. Good luck, bro. You got to box the shadow man for all of eternity. You got to run for all of eternity. You're just stuck in the shadow realm, bro. Good luck, buddy. Now, let's say if I can't do that, how would I do that? How would I beat four-time strength man? Uh, I would uh, I would use my shadow powers and I would sink into my shadow, go through the shadow realm trial, pop out the other side to a gun store. I would steal a gun, sink back into the shadow realm, shoot shadow realm man in the head, get out and shoot four-time strength man in the head. He's just a human with four-time strength. He's not bulletproof. Okay. Yeah, I would just shoot him. Anyways, next power. Invisibility. Yo. You become transparent. Anything on you becomes transparent. You're not going to be floating clothes. You come completely invisible. But it only happens when you're super embarrassed, okay? Those times where you just want to disappear. You're like, I really wish that didn't happen to me right now. You just go invisible. You can do whatever you want while you're invisible, but only for the length of time where you're embarrassed, okay? This is kind of a nothing power. I'm gonna be honest. Being embarrassed is part of life, bro, and this would lessen the blow of it. So I feel like you would just become less of a human being and more of a weirdo because every time you become embarrassed, you just kind of disappear. It's like you don't even deal with the consequences of being embarrassed. You just become a weirdo. You feel what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I don't really like this one. I wouldn't personally take it. I know a lot of people out there would though, because social anxiety I feel like is at an all-time high. People are more anxious than ever. Because of all these Instagrams and all this lifestyle expectations of the internet that you don't live up to, so you're embarrassed of yourself and yeah, yeah, yeah. Blah blah blah. I'm taking this. This is a L power. The only way you're beating four-time strength man with invisibility of embarrassment is maybe you become naked and you become embarrassed that you're naked in public, so then you become invisible and then you kick him in the kneecaps and then choke him out. I don't know how you would choke him out though cuz he's stronger than you. So you would have to like tiger tiger claw him in the throat or something. I don't know. Kick him in the nuts and run. Good luck, bro. Yeah. If you're not me, I can box up four-time strength man any time of the week. You know what I mean? If you're not me, you're not beating four-time strength man. I'm keeping it a buck, not with embarrassment, invisibility. So you're cooked, and I'm not taking this power. L power. Next power. Shape shifting. Okay, you can shape shift into any living being. You can't just turn into a table or a car or like be a transformer or anything. No, you can only transform into living organisms. Okay, but the only times you can transform into these organisms are when you have those organisms' fecal matter in your pants. Okay, so it's like if you want to transform into Ice Spice, for example, you would have to acquire some Ice Spice fecal matter and put that fecal matter in your pants. So now you've pooped your pants, and then boom, you can turn into Ice Spice. Or if you want to turn into a cow, you have to take their fecal matter and press it up against yourself. It's not in your pants, by the way, it's in your underwear and it's touching your butt, So fecal matter on the butt. And you have to be wearing pants. That's like, those are the rules to the power. Um, yeah, you can only shapeshift when that happens. Um, yeah, I'm not taking this power. Um, the only time I would take this power is if four-time strength man was real, and the only way to beat him was to become a horse and kick him in the chest. um, yeah, I'm not taking this power. This power sucks. Um, I almost said something racially charged again. Let me hold my thought. Anyways, yeah, let's try to think of a use for this power. Why would you ever want to transform into anything other than yourself? Let's think. I never got the shape shifting power. I never understood it. I mean, especially in like regular day life, what are you gonna do? Looking like someone else because you're still not that person. You're not gonna act like that person. You might be able to sound like that person, look like that person, but you're not that guy, pal. Okay. Anyways, yeah, L power. You're not beating four times strength. Actually, you would beat four times strength, man, if you had a bag. Like, say you're wearing a trench coat, okay, and you got like a whole bunch of little plastic baggies. Like you look like a drug dealer with plastic baggies in their trench coat, right? Except instead of drugs, it's fecal matter from different species, and then you can transform into a silverback gorilla and just kill four times strength, man. Like that's the only use for shapeshifting is defeating enemies, but like what enemies are you trying to defeat, bro? Who are you trying to clobber as a silverback gorilla in your everyday life, bro? Like what are we doing? If you want shapeshifting, you need therapy. That's what I think. Next power. Object manipulation slash object transformation, okay? You put your hands on this object, you can turn it into something else. But you can only transform things into other things half the size of its original size. What do I mean by this? Okay, so you go up to a Chevy Suburban, and you transform it into a different car. But that car can only weigh or have less half the mass of its original car. So it can only be half the mass of a Suburban. Okay, so you can only turn it into like a Volkswagen buggy or something. Or you take an iPhone and you turn it into like a I don't know, a fucking blueberry muffin. uh yeah, this power is pretty cool, it could definitely become useful in your everyday life. Let's think of some uses. What would I change into things? You can turn things into food, into edible objects. I mean, there's no rules as to what it has to turn into. I mean, you can turn a big raw steak, you can turn it into a small, fully cooked, medium rare steak. Like there's no rules to it. So, um, let's say you're starving. You screw this guy's car right here. I'm just gonna turn it into a Happy Meal. Um, uh, let's see. What else? Oh no, I'm getting robbed by miscellaneous robber because that happens in everyday life. So take my uh, I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off and turn it into a pistol and shoot him in the neck. Or you got you got caught doing something bad and you got taken into an interrogation room. Okay, they try to put handcuffs on you. They try to handcuff you to the table. You turn the table into like a kiddie table, and you could stand up and walk away. You turn the door into a mini door. It's made of cheese. Who cares? You just make things super duper wacky. And like you'd be an uncatchable man until they shoot you, and they shoot you in the neck. um that'd be the only way to stop you. Like the world is yours, okay, because no one can tell you no. Because like what are they going to do? They can't detain you. You just make the detainment into something else. Like you do whatever you want. This is an A tier power. It's not better than the healing one or the telekinesis one, but it's a really 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 good power. It actually is probably the best one out of here. Like you don't got to do anything. And four times strength, man, he's cooked. You take your phone, turn it into a pistol, and shoot the guy in the neck. And then you take someone else's phone and you take someone's iPad and turn it back into your phone, and then you have a phone again. Uh, yes, this is a best power. Yeah, this is the best power on the list, bro. Give me that. Yeah, now that I really think about it, yeah, this is a great power, bro. Give me that. And four times strength, man, is cooked. Anyways, next power. This is our final power, gravity control. And I just wanted to talk about gravity control for a second, and then I'll use AI to come up with a side effect for it. I'll be honest, when I was making this list, I couldn't think of anything for it. So we'll get one. But gravity control is fire, bro. I just wanted to talk about it because it's cool. Like imagine, right? You're working in the medical field, okay? You have to lift people up all day. You got to roll them around. You could just affect the gravity in that room to be like 25% of normal gravity. So then you could just easily lift that million-pound up person up. You know, um, you can control gravity on specific objects. The effect gravity has on those objects. So you can just yeah. Technically, you would be messing with their mass and then everything. That's how that would really work. But this is a superpower. It has mystical functionality. So, um, you could just control gravity. Like that's so stinking cool, dude. Like imagine you can literally do Vegeta training from Dragon Ball Z. Like if you wanted to get in the weight room and you wanted to do some squats, you just boom. Uh 1.75 gravity, let me do some weights. Now it's like you're squatting mad weight, or you just be mad strong. You wouldn't even have to be physically strong because you can just lift anything up you want because you can just turn gravity off on objects and lift it. So there's really no point of you being strong, but if that's what you wanted to do, you can do that with it. You know? Or if someone's trapped under something, yes, this happens in everyday life. Totally, this is useful. If someone's trapped under a rock, someone's trapped under a car, you can turn gravity off, lift it up, save them, bro. Uh, Something like let's say you dropped a dog treat under the refrigerator, and your dog won't stop licking the floor. It won't stop licking the refrigerator because it knows there's a treat under there. You can just lift the refrigerator up and let the dog get the treat, and whatever else miscellaneous dusty items they may find. This is just an all around firepower. Now let's make a side effect for it. Um, okay, so every time you manipulate gravity on a certain object or wherever, small objects orbit the radius of its manipulated gravity. Okay, so say you change gravity of the refrigerator to 0 so you could pick it up for your dog. Um, Everything in your kitchen that is less than, let's say, 20 pounds starts orbiting the refrigerator like it's a planet. It just starts orbiting it for a couple minutes, and then after a couple minutes, whether you put the gravity back on the refrigerator or not, they just fall. Okay, like it only happens for 2 minutes, and then everything falls, and then you have to clean it up. Ah, that makes things a lot less usable because you wouldn't just use your powers all willy nilly because then you'd have to clean shit up. You know what I mean? Like with the medical supplies, the medical thing, for example, um, yeah, we have a 600-pound woman that needs to be changed. Okay, but she can't roll over by herself. You don't have anyone to help you, so you turn the gravity off of her so that you can change her. Now there's a bunch of medical supplies orbiting this woman. Okay, she's gonna notice it. She's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?" She's gonna freak out. And plus, there's a bunch of needles and sharp things just orbiting. That's just all around dangerous. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't be as useful as but it would still be useful. Okay, but it would be more of it'd be less convenient. It would be less you'd want to use your powers less. It would be more for emergency use or when there's nothing around you type of thing. But that's a really cool idea. Now, how would I beat 4 times strength man? How else do you think, bruh? Turn his gravity to 100 times, to 1 million times, he becomes space dust. He literally turns into a black hole, bruh. Or I could change the gravity on myself. I could throw a punch at him. As I'm throwing the punch, the second it lands his on his face, I turn it to 4 times gravity. So that's like he's punching himself. I turned it to 5 times gravity just to one up him. Bop! 5 times strength punch. Straight to the chin. His head's off. His jaw is gone. His neck spun around. He looked crazy. And now I got a whole bunch of rocks and debris orbiting me. He can't even get close to me. You know what I mean? Because like I got a orbiting force field. You know, he can't even throw stuff at me because he say he tries to throw a large object at me. I turn the gravity to the large object to 0 or to like a billion, like I said, and it just falls right to the floor. He can't even lift it up. Or if it's in the air already, I just stop it right where it is. That would be fire. 4 times strength man does not stand a chance. 4 times strength man is cooked. Um, would I without the side effect, I'm taking this power all day long. With the side effect, I'm still taking this power all day long. I would just have to be more mindful of using it. Okay, that's a fire power. Like thinking about it, that's fire. All right, I'll shut up. Fine, it's over. Like and subscribe. Uh, 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 bye.